Hey guys, it's your girl SeekretD coming at you on a late night drive. I am driving to go grab my laundry. So I decided we could have a chat. It is snowing a little bit, like flurrying. It's not really snowing. But nonetheless, it's kind of warm outside. It's not really cold, so that's not terrible. Anyway, this video is going to piggyback on another video that I just posted. The video that I posted previously was discussing whether or not a relationship can be fixed, go back to normal, exist after someone cheats. A lot of commentary on that one. For me, like I said in the past, I've given people chances depending on the severity of the cheat, because again, my definition of cheating is doing anything that you don't want your significant other to do, anything that you can't do in front of their face, and anything that you have to hide because they would deem unacceptable. So this video, I actually want to talk about wait, I don't want to have to stop this video. Okay, this video I want to talk about the thought of staying together for children. So I did touch on this topic at the end of my last video, but I felt like it could be a dedicated video by itself, because it's a topic that a lot of people, like, they're torn on. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna go into the fact of the matter that people are always comparing today's relationships to back then relationships, and people are like, oh, relationships are not the same anymore, like our grandparents stayed together, our parents stayed together, this, that, and the third. And generally speaking, I feel like a lot of people understand that this is because back then women had no choice. Like, a lot of them couldn't work, a lot of them, didn't have the means to work, had to stay home and watch the kids, this, that, and the third. So, if they were cheated on and they found out, they really didn't have much of a choice but to go and stay for survival, I guess, for lack of a better term. So I would just point out the fact of the matter that back then, however back you want to make it, a lot of relationships lasted because the woman didn't have many options and she needed the relationship to survive. There's more programs now, there's more everything now for women to be able to, move on from certain situations, whether it be domestic abuse, whether it be unfaithfulness and they're just not happy, whether it be all types of things. There's so many options and programs that women can take advantage of to help them get on their feet, shelters and all of that. And a lot of the stigmas are no longer there. Like, I feel like now we understand that life happens, and we're not looking at people crazy if they want to leave their husband. We're not looking at people crazy if, she got a couple kids and nowhere to live. We understand that this is fucking life. So I want to just put that out there as to a big part of the reason why relationships don't last today are because women are just not putting up with the shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're just not doing it. We refuse to settle, which people expect you to because you have children, right? So back to the topic at hand is whether or not you stay in a relationship because of children. That's it. That's the conversation we're having. So I'm not going to go on no tangents. We're not talking about regular relationships. We're talking about relationships where children are involved. That's it. You could be married. You could be not married. You can, get pregnant by mistake. You could be just sleeping with the person and end up pregnant. All that good stuff. All that is what we're talking about, right? So I personally know people who have been dating someone, gotten pregnant, and then end up in a relationship. So for me personally, that would not be my course of action. I do not believe in starting a relationship or staying in a relationship for the fact of being pregnant or having children with someone. So for me, I don't think I would do that. You know, I guess if you've been dating the person for a while, because let's understand this too. Everybody does not date for like 2 months and be like, okay, we're in a relationship. Some people date for like 5, 6, 7, 8 months before they figure out if they want to be in a relationship. So if you've been dating for a while and you get pregnant and you're like, okay, let's, try to make this, a little relationship situation, I can understand that, because then it's kind of like, okay, well, you have some kind of history here, and it's not like it's rushing, if so to speak. But again, people meet in 2 months, get married without having kids, and live happily ever after. So again, the time is not always the issue, right? But again, we all know where I stand here. But this topic again stems from, I said again like 50 million times, I am sorry, y'all. I am trying to drive and park and do all kinds of stuff and talk. So this conversation stems from a conversation that I had where a dude told me that once you have children, you need to stay with that person. He said it doesn't matter if you're unhappy, it doesn't matter what's going on. I think his only thing was, as long as you're not getting bopped over the head type thing. So according to him, that's kind of the only hard pass, I would say, is if the person was abusing you, then it's like, oh yeah, now it's okay to leave because you're being abused. But prior to that, he didn't really see a reason that you should leave. He felt like if kids are involved, you should stay no matter what. Now, I personally have met people, and I've met people's parents, and you can look at their relationship and tell that this is what they did. And you can look at people's relationships and tell that they're in their relationships because they have children. And it's basically because you could just see the energy and the tone, and you could just tell they're not happy. Even I had a conversation with one of my exes, and he was saying that a family member of his told him, like, we don't have to be happy. We just have to stay in a relationship because that's what our family member did. Remember, he told us that, and he's like, yeah, I look back, and he was never happy. He was just always there, and he did what he had to do, and he kind of went through life. So maybe the key is just staying in a relationship and not being happy and not expecting to be happy. And for me, that was like the biggest crock of crap I ever heard, because I'm not going to be in a relationship and not be happy because I have children. That's absolutely not happening. Y'all could call me what y'all want to. I could have 5 more kids with somebody tomorrow. I could get married. We could have 5 babies. And if he cheats or if something happens and I'm really unhappy, me and my 8 kids will be single somewhere, but we wouldn't be there. I can't do it. I refuse to do it. I refuse to see my kids see me unhappy as hell and think that that's what life is supposed to be. Like, we have good examples of love. Like my mom and my stepfather, when you look at them, it's like, oh shit, that's love. You know what I mean? And it's like when you see different couples and you're like, oh my God, they're so in love. Like, that's beautiful. And I'm not saying that you're going to envy them. I'm not saying that you're going to try to be like somebody that you're not. But what I am going to say is you look at those couples. Like, stop looking at shit that's not working and being like, oh, well, they're still together. Yeah, and they hate each other. Don't show me them as an example. Like, I don't like the fact that people do that. Like, they're like, oh, such and such have kids and they're together. Meanwhile, my man is over here with 3 kids on the side. My girl got 2 boyfriends. Like, that's not a relationship that I want to be in. That's not something I'll be proud of. Like, I don't care if I've been with you for 50 years. If 49 and a half of those years you've been cheating on me, sleeping with somebody else, and I've had my little boyfriend here. But people think that shit count. That don't count. Don't tell me somebody been together for 20 years if one of them been cheating the whole time. That shit don't count. That don't count. So, I don't know, y'all. I'm going to just reiterate what I've been saying, and I'm going to just keep saying it. It's a no for me. I don't know how y'all feel. Again, I know some people agree with this man, I'm sure, who feel like once you have a baby, it's forever. I'm sure a lot of people don't agree because obviously we see a lot of people not together, and you can't. And another thing is that somebody told me that, oh, women plan to be single mothers. I'm like, what kind of dumb shit is that? Like, who says, yeah, let me get pregnant so I could struggle by myself? Granted, there are women that have sex with a man, get pregnant, know he ain't shit, and think that the pregnancy is going to keep him. But I don't think that's planning to be a single mother unless she got pregnant on purpose, because it's kind of like you can't plan for how somebody else is going to react to you. You know what I mean? So if you not doing well in a relationship, I wouldn't say go get pregnant on purpose. That don't make no damn sense. So I guess in that case you could say she planned it, but not the way he was saying. He's saying she planned it so she could have control over the man. I feel like people end up pregnant, they have babies, the relationship doesn't work out, they get bitter, and then they use that for control. I don't think that's the plan in the beginning. Like, let me go get pregnant, carry baby damn near 10 months, my whole body changed, put my health at risk, now I have leaking titties and all kinds of shit, just so I could control this man. I want to think that that's usually an afterthought. Who knows? We don't know, but it could be. Anyway, that's it. I went on a little bit of a tangent, but I feel like it was all still connected, so it was okay. So what do you think? You know what? And you can chime in if you don't have kids, because I'm going to say that you're going to go on the perspective of what you would do if you have kids. So y'all not left out. Y'all can still chime in, because y'all been around kids. Y'all know dynamics of families. Y'all have parents and all that good shit. So everybody can answer this and participate and raise their hand in the class. Would you stay in a relationship simply because you have children? Yes, no, maybe, why or why not? Doesn't matter how many kids. Doesn't matter if you guys have shared assets. Doesn't matter how long you've been together. Doesn't matter if you're married versus single. All of that good stuff. Talk to me. For me, none of it matters. I need to be happy. My kids can't be happy if I'm not happy, and I refuse to be miserable in any situation. So moving forward, I'm protecting myself from all of that, and I'm not entering another relationship until I see certain things. So hopefully my next relationship can be my last one, y'all. From my mouth to God's ears, pray for me in that respect, because I ain't in a rush to do it. But I'm going to try to do that shit right. Now, I'm going to do it right. We got to be more, what's the word? Intentional with our words. So I'm going to do my next relationship right. I'm going to take everything I learned. I'm going to put it into motion. And I'm not going to get into a relationship unless I see that this is something that I could see long term. Because I'm not. And as of right now, I'm abstinent as well until I'm in a relationship. But we'll see how that goes. Because you know. All right, no, I'm joking. All right, y'all. Chime in. Let me know.